Mother's Day and Father's Day, right? Let's talk about Mother's Day and Father's Day. So, because that came up, because what do schools do? You know, they celebrate these Hallmark moments, and they make their own. You know, but they don't support Hallmark. Kids get to make you something, and so right from the get-go, you know, our son had to deal with, well, I've got two moms, right? But luckily Mother's Day's in May, right? It's all well established that there's, you know, two kids. And then Father's Day's in June before school gets out. And right from the beginning, with Gina being bio mom, she's more close, right? There's a special bond there between he and her. And so she got Mother's Day. And she's called Mama, and I'm called Mommy. And so for our kids, the teachers recognized, okay, you can either make them both something for Mother's Day, or you can choose to do one now and one for, say, Father's Day, so you're not left out when the other kids are doing something. And that's how and right from the beginning, that's what pattern emerged. And every year it was kind of the same thing. And similarly for our daughter. So that has been, but that was probably the most poignant. What are my needs that need to be met in terms of my parents or our family being seen or recognized, was how they kind of dealt with that particular situation. And so what would my kids say? Yeah, that's so hard. What would they say?
Was that a good solution for them?
That was a good solution for you?
Well, so what's interesting about that is that for our son it was, although our son over time, so in the last grade, in grade 6, so that worked up till grade 5, but obviously there was some thinking going on about gender, the sex ed class had happened in grade 6. Grade 6, he chose not to do something at Father's Day, and I also got a card on Mother's Day. So his next evolution will be, well, let's talk about the role of mothers in society and unpack all that for you. That'll be our next thing, right, with him. But interesting for him that, okay, you know, he had something that went on that sort of dealt with that. So what do they feel they need? I think it's just that the family is kind of seen and just accepted the way everybody else is, you know. The one thing I'll say about our daughter is that, and again, she's adopted, and there's an openness now. That is the standard, and we've never met the birth mom for our daughter. We've had some correspondence that gets channeled through a third party, that kind of thing. But our daughter, who came to us at 11 months, experienced, loss of birth mom, experienced then loss of being with the foster family, and you would think, so there's no episodic memory around that, but there's still emotional memory around that. And she gets into a funk every fall around her birthday, massive funk. And it obviously has to do with stuff she can't even articulate at this point, that has to do with loss or what have you. And so, and I just want to come back to the narrative for our family. It's not about being queer that we feel any issues, but it's about how do we acknowledge her birth mom and so because she will say, if people ask her about her family, she will say, I have 4 moms and 1 foster dad. Birth dad does not enter into it. No. And similarly for our son, there's never been a question for him about, how the hell did I get here, really? I know it wasn't just the 2 of you. How the hell did I get here? Has not come up. The only thing that's happened recently is he chose a movie for a Friday night movie called The Switch, where there's a sperm donor that's a switch. And Gina and I kind of looked at each other and went, okay, there might be some questions coming, but they haven't come yet. And we say, if you ever want to talk about this, I'm good right now. And he seems to be legitimately good. So don't know if that answered your question really, but